Vielen Dank.
Als nächstes Sam Silverlake und danach Sidekick. It's just waking up from sleep. By the way, thanks for all the great presentations. It's always fun to come up and talk to a group like you guys and see you guys do the same to us, to me, to us.
I'll just thank my grandma.
To thank his grandma. Perfect, thank you.
Ready?
Yes. So when was the last time you walked into an office, met with somebody you've never met before in your life and handed them 800,000 euro? People do this all the time. It's called buying a house. When I first met these guys, I hadn't really thought too much about the journey, but one of our teammates spent 3 years trying to find a place. After a deep dive, we found 30 difficulties and frustrations that people generally go through in this process. But wait, aren't there solutions? Well, you can go on the internet and you can learn yourself, but what if you miss something big? You can also hire a traditional real estate agent, but they're generally expensive and they don't always have your best interests at heart. So what's a common problem across this complex process? People need somebody to give them guidance and advice. So that's where we come in. What if somebody had someone to talk to? So here, what we did develop at Funky Hackathon is we developed a proof of concept, a virtual real estate agent that guided you through the process. It determined your level of knowledge at every stage, and it offered hints to get you thinking about the important concepts, and then walked you through the process and provided solutions for you at the end, provided recommendations. So, in order to demonstrate the functionality, we focused on a small piece of a very large puzzle. Let me try this out. Alexa, open real estate agent.
Would you like to buy a house?
Yes.
How many bedrooms are you looking for in your new home?
I don't know.
To come up with a rough estimate, think about what your future needs will be. How big is your family? How often do you have guests? Things like that. Is this enough information for you to take a guess?
No.
Okay, no problem. Let me walk you through the process of figuring it out. How many people are in your current household?
4.
There was a problem with the requested skills response.
4? That's upsetting. Alexa, open real estate agent. Time's out.
Would you like to buy a house?
No.
So, questions? You want to buy a house?
I don't, but great idea. How much did you build in the past 48 hours? Well, was there anything already built before you came to the hackathon, or did you really build everything from scratch?
So I think a big challenge of this was walking through the user journey because it's such a complex process. We really had to understand what the pain points were and where we could develop a solution. So we actually did start from scratch, other than the real research that one of our team members, who unfortunately couldn't be here today, she actually went through during this process. So I would say half of the time here was just figuring out how to architect this in a way that sounded relatively natural. And it's too bad that for some reason she conked out, because there's a way to loop back through if you don't really understand something, or if your knowledge is better. So she doesn't treat you like you're dumb. She kind of allows you to answer questions and think about this process, so that if you do go to a real estate agent or decide to do it yourself, you have all of the knowledge that you need. And remember, this is just a very small piece of the puzzle. And once you build out all of these pieces, you can actually have a comprehensive solution.
So you have like really neat user journey there, very smart questions, but at the end you should come up with a result, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so how do you do that? Like a list of 20 houses by voice?
So there's a number of different ways that you can do this, depending on who buys this or what the needs of them are. So at the end of this, you can provide an email for the user that fills out a form that they need to present, or you can use this as leads for a real estate agency or agent, where they can take your profile based on all of these questions and determine if you're right for them, and they'll pay for that. They'll pay for that privilege to gain these leads, because really they make a lot of money off every transaction, because every transaction, as I originally said, was so gigantic, or is, as anyone who's bought a house here knows. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thanks.
Since Di had a chance to try again, can you try again?
You want me to try it again?
Yeah.
Does everyone want me to try it again?
Yes.
Alexa, open real estate agent.
Would you like to buy a house?
Yes.
How many bedrooms are you looking for in your new home?
I don't know.
To come up with a rough estimate, think about what your future needs will be. How big is your family? How often do you have guests? Things like that. Is this enough information for you to take a guess?
No.
Okay, no problem. Let me walk you through the process of figuring it out. How many people are in your current household?
4.
Do you plan on living in your new house for 5 years or more?
No.
Renting is a great solution for periods of less than 5 years. Are you sure you want to buy?
Yes.
Great. How many people do you think will be living in your new house in 5 years?
6?
Would you like an extra room for your guests?
Yes.
Based on your answers, I would recommend 4 bedrooms. Does that sound like a good guess for now?
No.
Okay, let's try this again. How many bedrooms are you looking for in your new home?
3.
Great. Let's move on to the next question.
Any more questions? No? Then thank you very much.
Up next, Team Sidekick, followed by Mindfunk.